So it's pretty commonly known that Animal Jam's doors don't always match up with their sounds. You know, there's curtains in Appendale that when you scroll over them make a door creaking sound even though they're curtains. Well, if you turn on your sound, and actually, even if you don't have your sound on, you'll still hear it, there is just this annoying little creaking that goes on. There's not even a door there, it's just a doorway, but it seems to think that there is a door there. And if you already knew that, well, here's something special you might not have known. This actually works even when your music isn't on. And that may not seem spectacular, but no other door in the game does this. As you can see when I scroll over these doors, they don't make the noise. Only this door that's not technically a door makes that noise. And here's a cool one that I definitely didn't know that's just kind of interesting more than useful. Well, it's not very useful at all. It's actually kind of annoying. But anyways, when you enter JAMA clothing, you get spawned on this rug. And if you try to walk out into JAMA Township when it's full, well, obviously, first of all, it would tell you it's full. But if you press OK, it will automatically run your animal back onto that rug, as though you're being respawned. And when we go back into the JAMA clothing, it runs me over to this rug. It's very interesting how this spawn point has been created. I actually had no idea about this, and this is probably my favorite Easter egg of all time. In Animal Jam Play Wild, apparently in Coral Canyons, if you get enough people to line up next to these, you know, whatever they're called, those things you see at like tourist sites that you pay 25 cents to look through, well, a UFO actually appears in the background. That is just a hilarious Easter egg in my opinion, and I give Animal Jam so much respect for adding a UFO into their game as an Easter egg. That's the best. And an interesting little fact about JAMA Grahams back from 2013. So here's a little picture of a JAMA Graham that's very old. If you don't believe me, that pattern hasn't been available since 2013. So basically what happened with this JAMA Graham is it's very old. And now it's all glitched, as you can see. And it turns out that this is actually what happens to JAMA Grahams that are from that long ago. After a certain period of time, Animal Jam just resets them to this. I assume to keep from having just a bunch of JAMA Grahams they have to keep track of in their game forever. I assume it has something to do with minimizing lag, or minimizing the amount of stuff they have to keep track of in their game. But yeah, JAMA Grahams just reset to this weird kind of glitch state after a few years. I wonder if this will happen with the 2014 JAMA Grahams in 2017. This one took a while to set up, and honestly I was afraid it wasn't even going to work, but it turns out it is a real thing. In adventures, if you're down a couple hearts and then you level up, your hearts will actually reset. So if you ever need to restore your hearts for some reason, or if you're far away from a checkpoint, just go around and get some experience and maybe you'll level up and save your own life. Hey, you never know, these little things might come in handy one day. Julian 2 is very educational. Now, I doubt this has any significance to the lore, and is more just a thing Animal Jam forgot to add during the JAMA days. But when JAMA Township is all decorated for winter, well, Zeus is no longer on the front of the diamond shop door, even though, since they don't decorate the inside, he's still on the back. Again, I don't think this has any significance to the lore or anything. I think it's just that Animal Jam forgot to add Zeus when they changed the JAMA Township to be all winter themed and nice. I think everyone is pretty familiar with the fact that Animal Jam likes to throw in little secret shops into all of their dens, but the one in their new addition to their own epic dens that they put at the top of the epic dens secret shop thing being is that if you click this inflatable snowman, you can buy an inflatable snowman. So again, another one of these secret little shops, just head on over and get yourself your exclusive inflatable snowman. There are also a few things in the JAMA Day update that were some questionable decisions on Animal Jam's part. For example, the entire JAMA Township is snowy, but then there are random patches of trees in the background that are just totally green, like you can see up in this corner, down here by this bridge, and over here by Serapia Forest. I mean, again, Animal Jam doesn't have unlimited time, and I can't really blame them for leaving some fringe trees out of the snowy mix, but it does kind of kill the JAMA Day atmosphere a little bit once you notice it. There are also some questionable snowmen lying around JAMA, like this one in Serapia Forest, that was built even though there's no snow around it. And let's say that there was snow around it, well, obviously all of that snow melted, and this snowman is still in perfect shape. Interesting. The same goes for this snowman family that's hiding out in the Lost Temple of Zeus. It's just kind of chilling, not melting at all. So I'm not sure how into random little details about JAMA Day updates you guys are, but here's a fun little one. So these new gumdrops on top of Club Geos actually say AJ on them in little teeny letters. Haha, self-promotion. One interesting fact about the Conservation Museum that doesn't actually have to do with the creaking curtains, but still has to do with the curtains, is that the curtains are closed from the outside. But if you head into the Appendale Theater, it shows the curtains as being open, and there's no way to close them. Whereas when you're on the other side, they're closed, and you have to scroll over them to open them. Well, Beans, as if there weren't enough crazy glitches with these cute little sloth beans, we've got another one. The new Scullies have an interesting effect with something that was already riddled with glitches. I'm sure you've all seen that glitch where the sloth's face falls off when you do the play animation, but this new Scully adds a new glitch. Do you see it yet? Well, actually, if you take the Scully off and then do the animation again, you might see the glitch. You see, when you wear a Scully, for some reason, the pole that you swing around becomes a dark gray color, as you'll see here. It's really, really weird that this happens, and I wonder what sort of interaction the Scullies have with the bar. I don't know, probably something Animal Jam should fix in the future, although it is one of those glitches that is pretty cool and won't really affect gameplay ever. Now, this is definitely one of my favorite facts that I have ever gotten. This one is from Sandfire12, and it has to do with a specific adventure item, and that specific adventure item is the Phantom Cog. It's not a very special item on its own, but it has a very unique property, at least I think so. As far as I know, no other items do this, but when you place it in your den, it looks fine. It's a great looking item, pretty normal, but when you rotate it, it doesn't just flip like most items do. Normally, when you flip an item, it just flips across the vertical axis, and it looks like the exact same thing, but it's mirrored towards the other side, basically. But with the Phantom Cog, it actually has two sides. And again, as far as I know, no other item in the entire game does this, making the Phantom Cog truly unique. I think this is really cool, not just because it means Animal Jam is starting to put more effort into their items, but because maybe in the future, we'll actually get more items like this. And who knows, Apari in his video a couple days ago talked about how maybe in the future Animal Jam will add multiple angles to every single item, so you can, like, you know, how in Play Wild, you can view items from tons of different angles. Well, maybe this is the first step towards Animal Jam creating more 3D-like items, which would be very cool. Honestly, I feel like I really just want Animal Jam to make it so that you can turn it at least 4 directions, because not all dens are oriented so that, okay, I'm not going to go on a rant here, but that would be nice if we could have 4 directions, and this seems like the first step that Animal Jam could make towards making all items turn in 4 directions. And I don't think they would ever go through and make all the old items turn in 4 directions, but hopefully in the future we get some cool new items that can turn in all 4 directions. Beans, do you know what I enjoy more than facts or glitches? Which are accidental or just fun little things that happen in Animal Jam? Well, that would be Easter eggs. Easter eggs are amazing. And no, I'm not talking about, you know, eggs that you get hidden in your yard by the Easter Bunny in March or April. No, that's not what an Easter egg is. Basically, an Easter egg is a purposeful little, like, reference or allusion to something that's in the game or that's out of the game. That's kind of like a joke or a nod to something else by the creators that still fits into the game, but when you catch on to it, it's hilarious, but you wouldn't notice it if you didn't. There are quite a few in Animal Jam, and they're very good, and most of them are in Play Wild, including this one. Have you seen it yet? Well, in Animal Jam Play Wild's new aquarium den, yes, there's a blue tankfish and a clownfish, and I'm sure by this point you're all catching on that that is a pretty obvious Finding Nemo reference, because, you know, we have Dory and Nemo, or Nemo's dad, you know. But this is really cool. This is really, really cool, because Snowy Claw made a video a while back about all the little fun, nerdy Easter eggs in Animal Jam, and how Animal Jam HQ is a bunch of nerds. And this is, again, just one of those hilarious nods that Animal Jam throws in that just adds so much life to the game. So, Animal Jam, it's really awesome that you did this. And the very last fact, and one that I find kind of hilarious. So Peck lost her earring, as we learned in the adventure recently. But there are like 2 Pecks that exist in the game right now. There's one Peck that has the earring, and one Peck that doesn't. And we know that Peck has gone off to fight the Phantom Fortress, and is gone from the world, and that Peck doesn't have an earring. Yet there's still this other Peck that's in JAMA that still has an earring, and can still communicate with players, and be in the world of JAMA. So, although I'm sure Animal Jam just did this for convenience sake, it is kind of creepy that there are 2 Pecks that exist at the same time, and one of them is technically a ghost of the other Peck. Okay, Animal Jam wasn't going for this, obviously this is just for convenience's sake, but I like that a lot. And it's a shame it's not a real thing, because I would love to make a 15-minute rant video about why Peck is a ghost, and you can't trust one Peck, but the other Peck is awesome, and they're gonna have a fight, and I don't know, that would be cool. But no, that's not what they're doing. So, anyways, Beans, I know, I'm a little weird. I get carried away with Did You Know videos, but I like facts, I like Easter eggs, and I like glitches. So I'm sorry. But anyways, Beans, thank you so much for watching. If you watched this far, comment, watch this far, Bean, and I'll see you in my next video.